Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Ministry of Interior will announce tomorrow the final lists of candidates for Shura Council membership for the 8th term. The Ministry of Education announces the results of General Education Diploma Exams 2014 to 2015. And the coalition aircraft bombs rebel-held areas in Yemen, killing at least 23 people. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Abdelaziz Bouteflika of Algeria on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela on his country's independence anniversary. And His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Jorge Carlos Fonseca of the Republic Cape Verde on his country's National Day. The Ministry of Interior said that the election committees in the wilayas will announce tomorrow the final lists of candidates for Shura Council membership for the 8th term through wali offices in the wilayas of the Sultanate. The Ministry pointed out that as per Article 44 of Shura Council member election law, every candidate may conduct electioneering process to define himself or herself, starting from the announcement day of final lists of candidates till the previous day of voting day, as per principles and procedures of electioneering, determined by the Ministerial Decision number 108 over 2015. The Ministry also notes that the list can be viewed via the website of elections, local newspapers, and other websites or social media channels. The Ministry of Education announced the results of General Education Diploma examinations for the first round for the scholastic year 2014-2015. Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al-Shaybaniya, Minister of Education, approved the results of General Education Diploma and its equivalents for the current year. The general success rate of General Diploma students amounted to 83.81%, while the rate for bilingual private schools was 93.25%. The success rate for bilingual technical general education diploma for Royal Guard of Oman College amounted to 100%. The success rate of general education and Islamic sciences diploma reached 98.8%. The door will be opened for review applications for students who wish to review their examination papers for 1 week, starting from the 7th to 13th of July 2015, through submitting an application via the educational portal. Meanwhile, the results will be available starting next Monday from 8 p.m. through SMS. A Saudi-led airstrike on a Houthi rebel stronghold in Yemen's northern mountains killed 23 people early today, tribal sources said. The strike targeted a munitions factory in Sakhain near Saada, the sources said. Coalition aircraft also bombed the rebel-held capital Sana'a, targeting an arms warehouse and the air defense headquarters. The coalition launched airstrikes against the rebels in March after the Houthis seized control of much of the country, prompting President Abdurrabbu Mansour Hadi to take refuge in neighboring Saudi Arabia. A bomb has exploded inside a mosque where Al-Qaeda's branch in Syria was holding a fast-breaking meal, killing at least 14. Activists say the bombing inside the Salem Mosque in the northern town of Ariha occurred shortly after sunset Friday, when scores of Nusra Front members gathered to break their fast during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported today that the explosion killed 31 Nusra Front members, including 5 commanders. Syria-based activist Ahmed Al-Ahmed said 15 Nusra Front fighters were killed and more than 30 were wounded. Iranian Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif said Iran and the world powers had never been closer to a nuclear deal, but that there was no guarantee of success. All sides say a deal is within reach. The negotiators missed a June 30 deadline for a final agreement, but have given themselves until July 7th, and foreign ministers not already in Vienna are due to return on Sunday for a final push. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State John Kerry said there was more work to be done, but parties were making an effort. Still to come in our news bulletin. With the aim to instill the culture of traffic safety among all society segments, a traffic safety exhibition is organised in Sohar. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Police in a central Philippine city said today that they have filed murder complaints against the owner and the crew of a ferry that capsized shortly after pulling out of port, leaving more than 50 people dead. At least 59 people died and 145 survived Thursday's disaster, including all 18 crew members. The ferry overturned minutes after pulling out of the port on its voyage to one of the Camotes Islands, about 30 kilometers to the south. Some passengers reported that the boat suddenly swerved to the right, possibly causing its cargo, including 80 sacks of cement, to shift to one side of the ferry. But the captain denied that he made a sudden turn, blaming the strong waves for flipping his boat. He said he could not have made any sudden turn because there was another vessel close to the ferry. 8 bodies were recovered from the boat after it was hoisted out of the water. Japan said today that it would extend around $6 billion in development aid to Mekong region countries as China prepares to launch a new institutional lender seen as encroaching on the regional clout of Tokyo and ally Washington. Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand and Vietnam all have strong economic growth potential and are promising destinations for Japanese exporters of railway systems, power plants and other infrastructure. Tokyo's planned assistance of about 750 billion yen over the next 3 years follows pledged aid of 600 billion yen to the 5 nations in the preceding 3-year period. The fresh aid was announced at the conclusion of a summit meeting in Tokyo between Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and the Mekong region leaders. A traffic safety exhibition was organised in the Wilaya of Sohar. It aimed to instill the culture of traffic safety and spread awareness messages among all society segments. It included various pictures that highlighted the importance of adhering to the traffic rules and the speed limits on the road. It also focused on the effects of using mobile phones while driving. The visitors of the exhibition expressed that such events are significant to spread the culture of traffic safety, especially among the youth. They also valued the efforts exerted by the Traffic Safety Centre in the Wilaya of Sohar in focusing on an important social issue of road accidents. The Sanaa Souk witnesses an active purchase spree during the holy month of Ramadan, especially after iftar or break fast time until midnight. Many types and sorts of vegetables, fruits and dates are available in the market. Foodstuff and commodities, in addition to some local products, are also available in abundance, as traditional shops, shopping malls and hypermarkets are in great numbers in the Walaya. Due to its location, the Sanaa Souk is visited by citizens from various wilayas of the governorates of North Sharqiya, Dakhiliya and Worcester. The latest statistics issued by the National Centre for Statistics and Information indicated that the total Omani production of electricity till the end of April 2015 increased to more than 8.5 thousand gigawatts, logging a 17% increase at the end of April compared to the production recorded during the same period of 2014. The same applies to the water sector, which recorded a significant increase at the end of April to reach more than 107 million cubic meters, with an increase of 10.6% compared to the production recorded during the same period of 2014. The main index of Muscat Securities Market, MSM, rose 81 points in the first half of 2015, despite the wave of declines it witnessed in several weeks, coupled with poor market-oriented liquidity, regional and international financial and political crisis. The index closed at the end of June trading at 6,424 points, an increase of 2.1%. However, the volume of trading fell by 85% to 707.3 million Omani Riyals, compared to about 1.3 billion Riyals in the corresponding period last year. MSM recorded in the first half of this year 463 million Omani Riyals gains in its market value. And now for the general weather forecast. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas and the nearby mountains of the governorate of Dhofar, with chances of intermittent drizzles and fog on the mountains. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear to partly cloudy skies, with chances of rain and low clouds over parts of Hajar Mountains and areas overlooking Arabian Sea. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate along the coasts of Sea of Oman, while it will be south to southwesterly light to moderate, occasionally active along the rest of the Sultanate. Seas along the coasts of Arabian Sea will be rough, with a maximum wave height of 4 meters, and rest of the coast it will be slight to moderate, with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Ministry of Interior will announce tomorrow the final lists of candidates for Shura Council membership for the 8th term. The Ministry of Education announces the results of General Education Diploma Examinations 2014-2015. And the coalition aircraft bombs rebel-held areas in Yemen, killing at least 23 people. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.